Good morning. It's really cold. I have the sun lamp going to get some good light because it's going to be very dark today, or it's supposed to snow. And we're going to get some journaling in. I'm contemplating pushing the outdoor workout until it's just a little bit warmer outside. It was outside in the cold for a really long time, and my toes just like really didn't like it. So we're going to see how we're feeling. And this week, you know what? Let's just journal first before we talk about what we're going to focus on for this week. We have to get our brain unscrambled. Okay, journaling done. And now we're going to get outside.
It's supposed to snow today, so I'm going to try. It's actually set to start snowing at 8 a.m. So I'm definitely kind of excited to get the outdoor workout done as early as possible, so we don't get caught slipping. But that doesn't really do much for us for the rest of the week. If, the snow does actually come to hang out for an extended amount of time. Hey, there's always so much to be done. But I think I'm going to do a review of the last week first. So normally what happens is on Monday, I just barrel into work. And it's always the work that's popping up that's immediately presenting itself to me. The problem comes in is the work that's immediately presenting itself is not the most important work that I want to get done to actually further my goals. For example, I really want to learn how to do a muscle up. But if I never practice how to do a muscle up or make the time to practice how to do a muscle up, then I'll never get a muscle up. So it's actually scheduling the things that are most important. So we'll start off with a review first of the last week, which should be pretty easy because one, we filmed it all. And two, I've been consciously keeping track of the things that I'm actually doing, where my time is going, just because it's super easy to fall into time blindness. And so we'll take a peek at this. Is normally done on Sunday, but that hike took way longer than anticipated, and important things do, it got pushed to the wayside. So I think we're going to do that before we start anything else. And the only thing that I want to focus on is just being very mindful on this run of, the progress that we've made so far, instead of beating myself over the head, which is what I like to do. That's my I show you guys all my hobbies, but my favorite hobby is beating myself up for all the things that I didn't do and completely ignoring all of the cool things that I did do. So I'd like to just be more mindful and aware. So I guess it kind of defeats its purpose, right? Because to be mindful is be in the moment. And if I'm on the run and I'm thinking about, the past week, then I'm not really in the moment of, what's right in front of me. So maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll dedicate just a portion of the run to that after we've been mindful. So maybe the last 5 minutes of the run will go. I can see where it is on the bridge. So maybe the last bridge will just do a quick mental review of everything that we did, the lessons that we learned last week, the things that stood out to us. And mainly just because I think it's important that you take the time to chill out, You're probably doing way more than you think that you're doing, but you're so focused on, what's in front of you or what's ahead or the mountain of work that you have to do, that you're completely discrediting all of the amazing things that you've done. And I think it's super easy to discredit yourself if what you're doing is, how do I phrase this? So I think that we have very specifically defined measures of success in at least American society. This could be everywhere, but I'm an American. That's what I can speak on. Where it's you're not successful unless you're doing this. You're having this job, or you're traveling here, or you're getting married to this person, or you're doing that. It's just really to hold up these arbitrary metrics of success and say hey, this is what is the standard, and if you're not doing this thing, you're failing. So we completely discredit the hard work that goes into, preparing lunch for your kid every day so that they're not eating, processed crap that makes your life harder when they get home because they're agitated and, withdrawing off of sugar. Like, that takes a lot of effort to do, to take care of another human. Or, I mean, maybe you're at a stage where you're trying to keep your freaking house clean. Maybe you had 2 days last week where you made your bed 2 days in a row. Like, we completely discredit those things. And we say, oh, this is menial. This is small. It's minute. And it's like, how dare you? How dare you dismiss yourself like that? So go a little bit easier. It probably is not that serious. And if it is that serious, there's probably some things that you're overlooking that you are doing and achieving, but you're completely like discrediting them. I think achievements are everything from like calling a friend back, which is something that I struggle with really badly. Like, I'll say, okay, I'll call you later. But it's not that I don't mean that I'll call you later. It's just, to me, and time blindness, later could mean like tomorrow, could be next week, which is not a great way to set expectation. So if I call a friend back, that's an accomplishment, okay? That's an achievement. If I respond to a text, that's an achievement for me. Huge. Because sometimes I allow my big goals to supersede everything, and then it impacts so many other little areas. Like, I have a goal to lower my screen time, which is great for me, great for my mental. It's fantastic. Down to like an hour a week on TikTok, which is like an hour a week, not an hour in a day, an hour a week. And that's huge for me because as entertaining as TikTok is, I found that it was like radicalizing me. And I don't know if I'll always like not rock with it. I'll probably go back to it, dip my toe in there here and there, but I'm just like so hyper aware of like rage content and content that's created specifically to get a rise out of you, or just to, I don't know, it makes me kind of sad. It's so cheap because I feel like, we're in such a unique time and space where people are able to have voices that they were never granted the ability to have before. And it's beautiful. Like, when you think about, poets or painters, you think about like Van Goghs and stuff, these people who had beautiful art that no one appreciated while they were alive, or they didn't have a chance to like have that voice. There's so many artists and creatives who have never been able to have a voice. And, social media provides an avenue for that. It provides a place where you can have a voice and you can speak and you can share and, you can find a tribe. But what's happening is people are so hungry for likes and engagement and virility. Like, oh, I want to go viral, or you're doing this to go viral. It's like crazy because it's disingenuous. It's inauthentic. And I think that's probably why I haven't been on TikTok. It just seems like every other post, somebody's trying to sell something to me. And so you can't really determine if anything is authentic anymore or if it's a cash grab. Like, rage content that's solely for the purpose of like, driving engagement is just like a wild offshoot of content monetization, I guess. I just don't like the idea of being, I guess with all forms of media, you run you run the risk of being manipulated because, sometimes media is made specifically with the purpose of influencing you or, persuading you. So I guess you run that chance all the time. I just found that with the rise of short form content, because of its format, it creates like a vacuum seal of you receiving information. It's not enough. Usually it's not enough for you to actually form a well-rounded opinion that sparks rage within you or an emotion, an impulse to buy something. And because the format is so short, there's no depth to it whatsoever. You have no opportunity to really like expand on, is this something I actually want to buy? Is this something that's actually important to me? Is this something that's actually going to further where I want to be in life? Or is this a status symbol? Is this a brand that I am buying into to make myself feel as though I am a part of something bigger, or I'm more important, or I'm like thinking about like the Stanley Cup situation that's happening? So, I mean, like that's so often. Or when we're talking about like rage content, Am I getting all of the details right now? Is this playing into biases that I unconsciously already have? Is this furthering, or is this making me angry? Like with short form content, you do not have the ability to expand on that. I feel this makes me feel this way. I want this. This makes me feel this way. I don't want this. This makes me feel this way. I hate this. This makes me feel this way. I love this. And then you're on to the next thing. So it's like whiplash. There's really no time to think or conceptualize or like play around with concrete ideas in most short form content. And I think that it's rotting our brains. Yeah, so I don't even know how I got to talking about that. But if you're doing things and you're doing them well, don't underestimate the little things that you're doing and pulling them off. Because chances are those little things have like huge compound interests, and it'll probably pay off way more than you think. So if you are making your bed every day, that's a win that should be calculated as a win and not something that should be like dismissed or disrespected or anything like that. You should probably be kinder to yourself. Just a little bit. You could probably be a little kinder to yourself, let's be honest. You could probably think of one area of your life where you could be kinder to yourself. Okay. We just got to rip off the Band-Aid. Let's do this.
It's icy and it's cold.
Did we hate every second of that? Yes, absolutely. Unequivocally. I hated every second of that. But we got it done. So that's good. It's good. The discomfort has passed. All of the discomfort from my fingers being too cold, and there's like a thing that dry cold does when you like breathe it in fully into your lungs that is just like nothing else. And that's done. We're back in the warm car and we've got some tea and we're feeling good. Alert. I feel alert. That's for sure. I feel alert. Now we're going to go home. I'm going to salt the driveway because I don't want these problems. I don't want any problems that this snow is begging to bring to me, to my doorstep. So we have to be outside for a little bit longer. All right, let's start the day.
Okay, the driveway is salted to the best of my ability. It doesn't look like much, but it's happened. It's snowing. But we got our outdoor workout done. It's over. We got it done. All right, onward. Second fill up of the day. And it is 10:11, which is not terrible. That's not terrible at all. Hey, you know what? We wanted to be done with the first one before noon, and we're there. So see how we move the goalposts for our own goals, and then we minimize. Oh, it's not terrible. It's like, no, it's good. It's not terrible. It's good. I had a goal to be done with my first bottle of water before noon, and I did it. Like, let's stop with the goalposts moving. We're getting cozy because it's borderline dangerous to move around outside right now because of the snow. But ideally, I would still like to go to the gym. We're going to see if it happens. Push comes to absolute shove, we'll switch it to a pliability workout. But we did the outside workout. So we're Gucci in terms of going outdoors. Anything else is just extra credit. I really, 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 really want to, push some weight, move some weight. I feel I get so much stronger, faster, and fit faster when I'm actually moving weight. It's insane how much faster. I don't want to say the gains because that sounds like bro-ish, but like the gains. The gains come faster when you're able to move weight. It's set to snow all day, which I'm not excited about. I'm such a Grinch about the snow because for me, I don't like things becoming obstacles or inhibiting me from doing my day-to-day activity. And if it's snowing, and the way that my driveway is set up, I'm going to be like stuck here. It is what it is. Ideally, hopefully it would stop. If it doesn't, we still got a backup plan. And we're doing it. Onward. Okay. We're going to do a yoga workout with our Pliability app because we are snowed in. I'm excited to actually work out in the morning though in the snow. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I would be lying if I told you that I was not excited to do a workout in the snow, or at least the outdoor workout, because it's going to be even more of a challenge. So we're going to get this done, then we're going to knock out our reading, and then it's going to be a wrap. I lied. We have a lot more water left. Hold on. All right. So we are done with yoga. We are done with reading. We visited with Buddha tonight, which was lovely because we discussed the importance of right thinking. And there's 4 practices that are related to right thinking, and that's, are you sure? So asking yourself the question, am I sure? Because if there's a rope in your path and you perceive it as a snake, fear-based thinking will follow. The more erroneous your perceptions, the more incorrect your thinking will be. Please write the words, "Are you sure?" on a large piece of paper and hang it where you see it often. Ask yourself this question again and again. Wrong perceptions cause incorrect thinking and unnecessary suffering. And this makes me think about like the current events, how media literacy is almost like at an all-time low, and so many people right now are driven by things that they're seeing on social media, and they're not really thinking about it. It's just we're grabbing onto it, and then we're injuring ourselves with thoughts. Our thoughts shape our perceptions shape our actions. So however we see the world is how we go out and we behave in the world. So the idea of asking yourself, are you sure? I mean, even in one doom spiral, I think could give you very different results. And the second question, or the second practice, is, what am I doing? Asking yourself, what am I doing, will help you overcome the habit of wanting to complete things quickly. You're able to smile to yourself and say, washing this dish is the most important thing in my life. When you ask, what am I doing? Reflect deeply on the questions. If your thoughts are carrying you away, you need mindfulness to intervene. When you are really there, washing the dishes, it can be a deep and enjoyable experience. But if you wash them while thinking about other things, you're wasting your time and probably not washing your dishes well. I've already been on this pathway for like the past couple days, but like reading that kind of reaffirms for me how I'd like to multitask less, which is hard because we're girls that habit stacking mommy. But it makes me realize, how deeply am I understanding this book if I'm multitasking while doing yoga at the same exact time, right? Or how deeply am I getting into this stretch in yoga if I'm reading at the same time, or any of the other things that I'm like multitasking with, and how can I take a step back and enjoy those things individually for what they are. And I've been feeling it coming on. Like I've been not reading during my walks, which I feel like is something that I would normally do because I'm like, oh, I need to get it done. But it's like I want all of the things that are in my 75 hard to be very like separate and intentional. So I'm not like, just like rushing through this process. So overall, I'm going to give today a 7.8 out of 10, mainly because I was just kind of sluggish on my morning run this morning. I was doing a run training, so I think maybe that kind of like messed me up a little bit because I had to like run and then walk and then run and then walk to match this training. And then the snow, like I'm excited to work out in the snow tomorrow, but I'm not excited for like everything that comes with having snow. So 7.8 out of 10, I think, is a solid number. We just have to take our progress picture. All right, so unfortunately, we're a little bit bloated from chili. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch to taking the picture in the morning. Like I'm really, really trying to like make sure if I could get my routine down to where it's like journal, read, progress picture, that'd be ideal. So that's the experiment we're gonna run tomorrow. And I will see you in the next one.